So welcome back to everyone. Okay, so today we have one topic in Seaborn. Okay, so that's the last one, and today we are going to see just how to style and color the Seaborn library data frames. Okay, so I'll share the screen. So I'm gonna teach style and color. Okay, so in Seaborn, so we have to import the Seaborn, and after that we have to import matplotlib dot pyplot as plt. Okay, so after that the regular uh, data set tips. Okay, then first we're gonna see styles. Okay, you can set the particular styles for your plot. Okay, so what style you want. Okay, so here we have a count plot. Okay, so we have count plot, right? So we're gonna create a count plot. Count plot is the type of categorical plot, right? So I'm gonna call sns dot count plot, and I'm gonna call sex data set. Okay, in sex we have female and male. Okay, so it shows that female and male with the quantity. Okay, so after that we can give some colors, or we can give some styles. Okay, so same, you can call your sns is a alias name for Seaborn. Okay, so you can call SNS. Then after that, set style. Then you can give white. If you are giving white, the background has changed into white color. Okay, so the next one, if you are giving ticks, you can see the tick marks are in the above one and the right side one. Okay, so if you're giving ticks, and it will look like this. Okay, so in the previous one we can't see any hyphens or tick marks here, right? So if you are giving ticks, and your graph will look like this. Okay, so then the spine removal, spine means the uh, above one right side line. Okay, so that is the spine. Okay, so you can call count plot, and you can give the sns dot ds d spine. Okay, so then the next one is, you can also give d spine left equal true. Okay, so it removes the spine of your left side. Okay, so then size and aspect, so you can use matplotlib plt figure. Okay, to change the size of most Seaborn plots, right? So you can we have already discussed it. We can use figure, and you can give fixed size for pixels. Okay, that's a fixed figure size, and 12 for your length, and 3 for your height. Okay, so it takes your value in pixel format, and after that you can call sns dot count plot equal to x data equal tips. Okay, so your plot will look like this. Okay, so then after that, so you can also use implot. Okay, so the implot will look like this. Okay, here you have to use two columns, one is x, and another one is y. Okay, so the and you can also give size equal to, then aspect ratio, and the data. Okay, so the final one is scale and context. Okay, so the set underscore context allows you to override the default parameters. Okay, so first I'm gonna call SNS, that's a Seaborn, dot set contest, then poster. Okay, comma font. The poster is, okay, then font scale equal to 4. So if you're giving font scale, and it simply increase the font size, and after that I'm call count plot, then I'm using a palette pull walk. Okay, so if you are giving font size or font scale. Okay, that's a font scale equal to 4, and it multiplies the current value into 4. If your font size is 12 and it simply multiplies into 4, and we can get 48 size. Okay, this is your 48 size of font. Okay, right? So you can also adjust the font styles, and you can also adjust the grids and height, and also the spine. Okay, so the color palettes and also the backgrounds, right? So these are the style and colors for Seaborn. Okay, you can do all the things in your plot. Okay, so the next topic is, some data visualization formats in pandas. Okay, so pandas also we have some data visualization sheets. Okay, so in this lecture we will learn about pandas built-in capabilities for data visualization, and it's built off of matplotlib, but it baked into pandas. Okay, so for easier and usage. Okay, so we have so many types in types of matplotlib libraries or our matplotlib visualizations in pandas. Okay, so we're gonna see what are the style sheets and what are the plot types and styles colors in pandas. Okay, so first we need to import numpy as np, then after that we have to import pandas. Okay, so in pandas we can use matplotlib library. Okay, so some number of plots we can use here, and then we have to import the data. Okay, so we have two data, one is df1 and df2. Okay, so and the style sheet. So matplotlib has style sheet you can use to make your plots look like a little nicer. Okay, so these style sheets include plot bmh dot plot underscore 538 dot plot underscore gg plot. Okay, so the style sheets are included in this format of method calling. Okay, so and more they can basically create a set of style rules that your plots follow. Okay, so I recommend use them, and after that we have some extra types. Okay, so right. So I'm gonna call def1 of a dot histogram. Okay. So we have already discussed it. Okay. So we can use the column names like this. Okay, as same as your dictionary, and you can use your column names in here. Okay. So then after that, I'm gonna call histogram here. Then your histogram look like this. Okay. So just you can use pd dot read underscore csv. Then you have to store that value into your variable. Then after that you can directly call the plot name. Okay, so here we can I'm gonna give um, column name. I'm gonna call the column name for from df1. Then after that I'm gonna call histogram here. Okay, so we can get like this. Okay, so after that I'm going to import matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. Okay, so then we have ggplot. Okay, so I'm going to call plt.stale.use. Okay, so I'm going to call ggplot here. Okay, so then okay, then I'm going to call same df1 a dot histogram. Okay, so So your GG block, it's in your pandas library. Okay, so if you're calling like dot hist, and it will look like this. Okay, so we have several types. Okay, so if you are calling pld dot style dot use, and here bmh. Okay, so that's another type. And if you are giving bmh, and your plot will look like this. Okay, same histogram plot. Then after that we have a dark background. Okay, if you are giving dark background, it look like this. Okay, so simple. You're gonna call matplotlib dot pyplot, and after that you're gonna save that value, like you're gonna give alias name for that, and you can import style.use from your PLT. Then you can give a dark background and dark underscore background. And if you want to get the plot in blue color, you can give BMH, and if you want in red color, and you can give GG plot. Okay, so then the next style is 538. Okay, so your plot will look like this. Okay, so the same as your BMH, and the difference is the values are inside your plot, and the values color is white. Okay, so next, so we have some several types in here. Okay, so there are several plot types in built-in pandas, most of them statistical plots by nature. Okay, so we have df dot plot dot area, birth, density, histogram, line, scatter, bar, box, hex bin, that means and KDE pipe. So in some of them we have already discussed what is KDE and what is scatter and what is histograms and what is hexa, right? So in remaining of them we will discuss in now. Okay, so what is area? Okay, so here the alpha is for transparency. Okay, so the this one of the type of your plot. Okay, so simple. You're gonna call df2 dot plot dot area. Df2 is for pandas. Okay, so you're gonna we have saved that file in df2, right? Okay, so in here we have 4 or 5 columns in numerical values. Okay, so here I just use, okay, here I just call df2 dot plot dot area, the, and you're gonna pass alpha equals 0.4. The alpha is for transparency. If you are increasing that value, your transparency will change. Okay, it goes lighter or darker. There here I give 0.4, that's why it look like little transparency. You can see the grids on your graph lines. Okay, so that this is area graph, and after that bar plots. Okay, in df2 we have 4 numerical columns. Okay, so I'm gonna call df2 dot plot dot bar, and your field is look like this. Okay, so you can see the each segment has 4 values. Okay, the each segment has 4 value, and it depends on your 0 1 2 3. It just they are calling head. Okay, so head will return first 5 values. Okay, if you are removing that head, it will return more than 100 values. Okay, so we here we have 9 values in here, 9 index values, and some values in a b c d. Okay, so in the each bars will represent a column. Okay, so the red is A and blue is B, and the uh, purple, like, I think so. So then another color is D. Okay, this is your bar plot, and you can also give stacked. Okay, so if you are giving stacked equal to true, and your plot will look like this. Okay, so the, okay, so the all lines are, all bars are joined together and to develop your plot look like this. Okay, so it's separated its own segments, and uh, if the red color is A and the blue is B and the purple color is C and the gray color is D. So these are the bar plots. Okay, these are the area plots, and next one is histograms. Okay, so in the same method, you can also use histograms in here, and also you can define bins equal to 50. So we have already discussed what is histograms, what is histogram graphs, right? So okay, so you can change the bins value. If you are changing bins value, your bins will reduce or increase, will increase based on your value given in here. Okay, so I'm calling only one column for a df1, and I'm gonna convert that value, that column into histogram. Okay, so I'm gonna call this only one value. Okay, so one column value, and I'm gonna convert that value into histogram. Okay, so next we'll go with a line plots. Okay, so what is line plots? Your line plots will look like this. Okay, so you have to mention these factors. Okay, so first I'm gonna mention x equal to df1 dot index. So we have index in df1, so I'm gonna call that index value, then I'm gonna store, I'm gonna give as a parameter into x. Okay, so what will happen? It takes index value as a x position, and then I'm gonna give b column as a value for y. Okay, it takes y column equal to b and x equal to index of df1. Okay, so I'm gonna give fixed size equal to 12 comma 3. Okay, so the 12 is width and 3 is height, and the line width. Okay, so we have discussed in matplotlib styles topic, right? So lw means line width. If you are changing lines width, the line width goes darker and bigger. Okay, so it's a line plot, and the scatter plot we have already discussed. Okay, so you have to values, but we have a scatter plot option in pandas. Okay, so right, so you can also use matplotlib for calling scatter plots. Okay, so here in pandas we have scatter plot options. Okay, so that's why I'm telling those topics here. Okay, so after that you can also use a cmap. Okay, so cmap equal to cool warm, and your cmap, if you are giving cmap equal to cool warm, and your values look like this. Okay, so if the value goes minimum and the color is cool, the cool means blue, and if the values goes high and the color is red, okay, so the red means more heater and the highest value. Okay, so that is a scatter one. And so you can also increase, or you can also change the scatter styles like this. Okay, so this also the scatter plot, and you can so here I'm gonna multiply df1 into 200. Okay, so that's why the plot scatters are the dots are looking huge. Okay, so then box plot. So box plot, just I'm going to call df2 dot plot dot box. Okay, in df2 we have 4 numerical columns, and it takes 4 numerical columns and returns the graph like this. Okay, so then what's the hexagonal bin plot? This is the hexagonal bin plot we have already discussed in categorical concept. Okay, so just the calling method is different. There you are using SNS dot counter or whatever plot, and after that you are giving kind equal to hexa, right? Kind equal to hex, and here you can directly call from your plot. Okay, so df dot plot dot hex bin, and you have to set x equal to a and y equal to b, and grid size. Okay, so those are the grid sizes, and you can also fix the grid sizes, and here you can also give a C map equal to orange. Okay, so C map means your right side map is a C map. Okay, so you can fix, you can use palette color combinations here. You can use rainbows, you can use cold worms, you can use set one and oranges, reds. Okay, so whatever you want you can use here, and that means we have some combinations, and in that combinations you can use whatever you want. Okay, so the next one is KDE, kernel density estimation plot. Okay, so simple, uh, you're gonna pick any one column for your data set, then after that you dot plot, then after that plot dot KD, that's all. Okay, so your plot will look like this. If you want more column, or if you want to draw KD for your entire data set, you have to call density plot. Okay, so df2 dot plot dot density, and it, okay, so it draws all the numerical columns for your numerical values. Okay, so uh, these all are the graphs available in your pandas library. Okay, so according to your requirement, you can use any plot you want. Okay, so those are the plots we have in pandas. Okay, so if you want the plot, okay, so in better in better styles, you want to control an each element of your plot, you have to call matplotlib. Okay, so you can call matplotlib, and if you want any advance comparing to your matplotlib, you can use Seaborn. Okay, so otherwise it's enough to create a plots. Okay, the pandas dot plot command is enough to create the plots. Okay, so if the client needed, or if you needed more graphics and more controllable or more colored output, you can use a Seaborn and Matplotlib. Okay, any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, so do practice, and by next week onwards, we're gonna start web development. Okay, so it's like Django framework. Okay, so from next week onwards, we're gonna start that. Before we're gonna see Django, you have to very well knowledge in these concepts, because in web development we're gonna do some programs, and we're gonna do some extra stuffs. Okay, so there, so before that you have to strong in these kind of data analysis and Python basics. Okay, so do practice, and please tell your friends to join the class. Okay, so your class may extend it. Okay, it may extend it, I think so. And please tell your friends. Okay, so because we have 36 members, and now the regular participants are only 7 to 10. Okay, so please tell your friends to attend the regular classes. Okay, so if they are facing any struggles, or they are facing any difficulties, please text me, or please ask me. I'll help you. If you don't ask, I don't know. Okay, so what are the problem you guys facing? Okay, so please tell your friends to attend the regular classes. Okay, thank you all.
Sir,
Yes, Erini, tell me.
Sir, from actually like till when we can submit those resumes and videos, sir?
What ma? When?
Till like what is the deadline for like submitting all those resumes and videos, sir?
Uh, I'll check and text you in the group. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So thank you all. To practice and tell your friends. Don't forget. Tell your friends to attend regular classes. Okay. So if any struggles, please inform me. Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.